That's a lot of light. Wow. Hey, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Yeah, we're just getting started here. Hi. Yeah, let me adjust some things. Got a different microphone. Okay, let me get this light down. We got a lot of light, sun in the northwest. Come on. There we go. That helps a little bit, but wow. Let me get this other backup light up. Hey, it's Technology Thursday. Wow. Hi, everyone. I'm going to open up the chat rooms and harness my USB device. Let me take a look here and see if I can get that going. Yeah, I'm David Sponheim, everyone, and we do a live cooking show every Thursday, 5 o'clock. Yeah, here we are. Today we're going to be doing some sweet Bliss sausages. Let me get the sausages out of the... There we go. Sweet Bliss sausages, $1.89 for this packet of Simple Truth maple, no preservatives or nitrates. Maple sausages. Sweet Bliss sausages. Yeah, it's going to have sweet potatoes and Bliss potatoes, red Bliss potatoes. Are you excited? So let me get that name up there. Hang on. It took me a while to come up with this name, but I'm glad I did. Sweet Bliss sausages. So the sausages are the main course. We're not going to cut them up. We're just going to throw them in the fry pan. You'll be doling out, since we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sausages, you'll be serving 7 meals. All right, we're going to do this for $2 for the sausages. Yeah, $1.89. I got a pepper for 50 cents. That was a good deal. I got 3 potatoes. 3 potatoes and 2 sweet potatoes. I'm going to go $2 for the potatoes, $1 for the additional. So I'm going to go $5. The onions are organic. Everything's organic today. Yeah, so 5 for 7. Except, of course, the Simple Truth, which is a good product, by the way. They're not a bad product if you happen to run into Simple Truth products. They try to stay natural. Yeah. Boy, that's still very loud. Trying to get the light balanced over here. Let me get this one up. It's, whatever. Okay, so let's open up the chat room. We're loading the sausage. Whoa, hang on. Hit the wrong button there. I'm going to put this up at the top. Yeah, we are recording this, so everything's kind of live as we go. Don't try to do this at home. It's far too complicated, especially if you're without a studio. I see people broadcasting on YouTube and YouTube stars with studios, and they have full teams of people working for them. I thought that was kind of ridiculous. Okay, we're going to get started in Periscope. Let's take a look at that Periscope. Vaughn, what are you doing? We got I Love Fries. Okay. $130 for a computer desk. 8 were sold. That's a pretty good deal, but wouldn't you rather go on Craigslist and recycle and reuse? You get a much nicer computer desk on Craigslist. I know. The viewer count's always low, Tom. This has nothing to do with us. Mark gets paid to shut people off. So if I let activated chatters stay on, the trolls can't come in, like you. Yeah, we were getting slammed. They were attacking one of my mods, and I had to I had to shut it down. It's not important how many people are in our chat room. We censored, all of our chat rooms are censored, and I'm opening up chat rooms daily. Things that they don't even know about, and I don't even communicate with those people. I can't talk about the mod that they were attacking. Sorry. It's not something I would ever talk about. I don't divulge secrets of mods. Okay, the Daily Show is up and running. It is August 27th. Hope you're having a wonderful day. In America, this is the future of America, by the way. You're in the middle of the political spectrum. I am America's third party's candidate, David Sponheim, and this is the biggest chance we have of uniting the country. You see, I have my favorite knife, and of course, the one of the knives from the Damask steel that were sent to me, 67 whatever layers of steel. Tech censorship, pandemic, yeah. I would talk about other things, but there's too many bad things happening right now. Okay, we're going to go live over there, and if you guys want to check out our low resolution version of the show, but there's too many bad things happening right now. Yeah, and iVlog, I don't capture your show. I don't get, whoops, wrong link. I don't capture your show on chat because it's too many chat rooms in a 17-inch laptop. Right. DLive, I can get your chat, but I don't want it right now. Sorry. Yeah, I was just trying to stay focused. I got to get the dinner started. Okay, we're going to get going here. Obviously, I want to use up whatever onion I have in the refrigerator. Thank you. So, I'm going to start with that one. I'm going to angle this a little bit more my way. He did it his way. He had a chance to do it his way. Okay. And today we're using the older camera that we used to use in our show back in the 2010 era. Yeah. It's older technology. This one right here, it's a 700 pixel wide versus 1080p. But it was a good camera when it came out. It was $100 when it came out, but now it's worth like, what, $5? Let's go ahead and, I'm going to go ahead and get the big pan going here. Put the rear in on level 3, which is low. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of chopping, a lot of peeling today. A lot of onions today. I'm going to rinse this off. All right, I bet you do. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take that outer skin off. They call that the outer skin of the layer. That's a sharp knife. That's a sharper knife. Look at that. Always look at the knife when you're cutting. Never take your eyes off the knife because your fingers are very important. Okay. Fingers matter. I'm going to go ahead and, oh, I better not pump this up on camera or you might get excited. I'm going to put the spray in there. Basically spray the pan a little bit. I'm using, of course, safflower oil. It's the best oil for high heat temperatures. It'll handle up to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Highly recommended. I'm going to heat that pan up before I put the onions in. But I want to go take you to the sink, and we're going to go ahead and peel the sweet potatoes. Now these sweet potatoes are really good for you. They are not they're not like potatoes insofar as potatoes are nightshade vegetables, and sweet potatoes are not nightshade. So if you have symptoms of swelling in your body, they say that nightshade things like potatoes can cause more swelling. They say that. I don't know. Tomatoes are nightshade, but sweet potatoes are not nightshade, and that's something to think about if you ever get kind of like arthritis or. And this is just a holistic nutrition tip. It's nothing special. All right, so we're going to go ahead and peel this into the empty sink and pick it up later. It's the easiest way to do it. And again, you want to look at the peeler whenever you're peeling, because if you take your eyes off the peeler, you can peel your finger right off. And let me see if I can get this a little bit over here. There we go. Okay. I'm going to give this a nice peeling. The red Bliss potatoes do not need peeling. That's the nice thing about red Bliss potatoes. You can put the peeling in there. You just want to wash the surface of the potato off. So when I dice everything, it'll all go in at the same time. Now today I'm using chicken sausages. You can use any type of sausages. Those are very interesting alternatives to pork if you guys are morally against eating of the pig. Speaking of pigs, I shouldn't jump into that one. That's a little too easy. So how about this violence going on in the country? Wow, yeah. It's all planned. The government's actually working with Antifa. We've identified forces of government officials, even police officers, protecting Antifa. They literally want our country to be in civil unrest during this election. That's part of the big live exercise. Okay. Yeah, so here's the red Bliss potatoes. We're going to rinse those off. And we'll go back to the chopping board. Okay, we'll go ahead and put the onions in the pan as it's getting hot. I have another onion I think I'm going to eat because I just have a lot of onions right now. I grew onions recently. And I noticed this one was going a little bad, so I'm cutting off whatever I can't smell as a potential. Yeah, onions are okay up until the point where they get a little brown at the top, and that's when you have to cut that off. So I just cut it off. And I'm going to go ahead and put this onion in there too. All right. This skin is giving me a problem. Take off the end, that might help, David. There we go. And sometimes you just throw away the skin, you know, it's just like, you're holding on for dear life. You don't want to be eaten. Okay, let's say a little prayer for the onion. It had a good life. Yep, on the chopping block. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and put the sausages in with those onions. And of course, I am going to use a little bit of my, oh, I'm all out of Patti LaBelle's. I'm going to do a splash of Italian seasoning right here. It doesn't have to be a lot. Man, I got a direct hit of that one. Hang on. Oh, man. Sometimes those onions really get you. Yeah, there's no dirty money when it comes to what I'm going to be doing, Tom. I'll be building a fund separate from the Federal Reserve. We're building an infrastructure bank, It will be built off of America's equity. Man, okay. This is a definite need for fruit enzyme spray. Hang on. Okay, I think I got it out. The onion, it's just like make my whole eyes flare up. I was crying, starting to cry. You want a little pinch of Himalayan salt? You know, these things have salt in them. Let's see what the salt content is. Oh man, it's like 1,300 milligrams of salt in this stuff. It's crazy. All right. I'm going to step off the tap package here. Yeah, that really hit me. That got me again. Wow. Got to be careful with that. Well, it's good for you know, it's good for your sinuses, I'll tell you. It really gets your, you know, whole, it's like an expectorant, those onions. Well, this is the thing. The Federal Reserve, we're borrowing $6 trillion from the Federal Reserve. I'll be taking a portion of our budget that we spend to get you $500 a month, Tom. That's not taking a loan out to pay for you. Big difference. Now, the Democrats, Republicans are just borrowing money we don't have. They're literally going $6 trillion in debt over this ridiculous COVID thing. Okay, everybody gets a little piece of sausage. We're going to go ahead and put that in the pan right now and put it right on the grill. Press down on it. Right there like that. Throw the package away. The completely, when you say throw things away, you're not really throwing anything away, you're putting it somewhere else. So I should change that to, instead of throwing things away, you're just like, yeah, moving it to a new landfill. Okay, we're going to cover this up and crank it up to level 6. Get that thing going, and then we're going to dice some potatoes and start cooking the potatoes on top of this. Right now I'm trying to brown the sausages, so that'll be the big challenge right now. Yeah, it's not like we're throwing it away. I mean, where does it go? It goes in a landfill, well, if you're lucky. Right now, Trump isn't doing anything with our recyclables. And you know, ironically, Biden isn't talking about recyclables either. He hasn't mentioned it at all. Neither has Kamala. They don't talk about the environment except to talk about cap and trade legislation. That seems to be the catch-all that the Democrats used to lump it all into one thing, like, we care about the environment, we all want to be taxed for our carbon. Clearly, carbon's causing weather modification and climate change, and, well, no, actually it's not. It's not, carbon isn't the problem. Carbon is not the problem. The problem is heavy metals. Those things that you people call us conspiracy theorists for. The heavy metals, the chemtrails. That's called weather modification. Now, I'm the only presidential candidate talking about this stuff, which makes me different than everyone else. I talk about the dangers of the 5G network and how we aren't really sure how safe it is, yet it's rolling out. I was the one that said that face masks can protect you from chemtrails. So I don't know why you're saying that when, yeah. I was the one that came up with that idea at the beginning of the COVID crisis. I said, I'm keeping smart dust from getting in my lungs. I actually am okay with you deciding whatever you want to do. No one should make it mandatory for anyone to wear a mask or to be socially distant. That's completely illegal to go against the Constitution of the United States. And Trump should have prosecuted 3 governors, and he didn't. So we've got a weak president and an even weaker presidential candidate in the form of bumbling Joe Biden. It's not your idea, it's my idea, Tom. I'm the one who thought about it. Oh, I know that face masks are bad. It's a question of how bad and how bad do you want to make it. I only use the face mask when I go shopping at the market. I also use the face mask when I go outside sometimes when I'm experiencing chemtrails. So I'm willing to put up with my own carbon dioxide over heavy metals being, or smart chips or smart dust being dumped in my lungs. I'm willing to do that. It's about choices, Tom. All right, thanks everyone for coming in. Tom's not the only one here talking. Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands, make sure there's no, dangerous chemicals on them. Now this next stage is very important that we rinse off this because we don't know where it's been. This we don't know if it's organic. I got 3 peppers for $1. I go to a Kroger store and they sit these older vegetables in bags for $1. I got 3 peppers for $1. I thought that was a really good deal. So let's get going with a pepper. Ow, wow. I normally wouldn't cook this right away, but I'm going to cut it up and just cook it anyway with the potatoes. Wow! You'll have to excuse my old cat. She just loves to use her voice. She never used her voice when she was a kitty. I mean, we never heard her talk, and now she just loves to use her voice. Especially nice at 2 in the morning when I'm trying to sleep, you know. Who doesn't want to hear that constant sound? Boy, I'm starting to smell those sausages. Now they can burn in that position, so I'm going to go ahead and lift the cover and give them a little spin. No, they're fine. They're not burning, they're just getting cooked up. That's great. Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to push this aside. I'm going to take on the hardest ones to cut initially. And this does not have to be small cuts. We can make nice quarter cuts. Some people do not like to eat sweet potatoes. So in Sarah's case, she only eats sweet potatoes because she has that nightshade thing going on. Her fingers actually, I've seen it happen actually, I truly believe it. Her fingers actually swell up a little bit when she eats potatoes. Yeah, it's like they're like a little swollen in here. And she's had this for years, way before COVID. And it's a sensitivity issue to nightshade vegetables like tomatoes and potatoes. So if you cut potatoes and tomatoes out of your diet, you may have less swelling, they say. I would love a bottle of homemade wine. I've got a bottle, except I don't drink. Yeah. Tom, you're using bad words in the show, and I feel like you're not really taking this show seriously. Okay. Wow, those are tough. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put these right in there. Boom. Set it right on top. Okay. We're going to take the potatoes and cut them as well, same manner. You can leave the skin on, you don't have to worry about the skin. That's the red Bliss part. And because sausage is always good with a little rosemary, I'm going to add some rosemary spice to the top of this. Now I grow my own natural rosemary. I have a couple varieties actually. But I harvest this myself and put it in the bottle and crunch it down. The thing is, you got to break it up when you put it in there. So I'm actually going to put it underneath the knife and cut it like that. All right. You can get powdered rosemary at the store, but it adds a really nice taste to potatoes. All right. I'm going to go ahead and put everything in the pan, give it a stir. sausages can just sit side by side with the potatoes. All right, great. I'm going to throw those peppers on top with the rosemary. Okay, now I'm going to take a 1/4 cup of water and splash it on top. But I do agree with you, a little pinch of Himalayan sea salt would be nice for flavoring. Let me take a little pinch of that. And about a 1/4 cup of water right on top. Cover it up and leave it on high. This is the easiest dinner ever. You can add eggs, yeah, if you really, toward the end of the meal you can add eggs. But yeah, I'm just going to cook the hell out of that pan. It's run at level 6 right now. That's not true, Final Dream. No, you're not allowed to say that in the show. That's derogatory. Grab dash, have them deliver your dinner. No, I don't. Sarah, I hand Sarah a meal pre-made. She'll get her sausages. I'll give her a couple sausages. She'll have two helpings. I'll give her 2 of my 7 helpings. 5 for 7, sweet. Yeah, so I was tweeting quite a bit today, in case you guys follow me at Third Party. And I am quite frankly shocked at the concern. Yeah, we will be putting garlic toward the end of the meal, Tom. Thank you. I'm really shocked at the concern people have over COVID-19. It's like people are still living in fear. Everyone's masked up. There's no reason for us to have masks on at all, except to keep smart dust from getting in our lungs and chemtrails. But when I go in the stores, you know, I feel really weird. I think everyone does with the masks on. We don't have hardly any COVID cases in our area. So Sarah's opening up her classroom and she's going to be doing, you know, full-on hybrid teaching, whereas some kids may stay at home because their parents are really concerned, and other kids are going to be going out there to school with a mask on the whole day. So it's going to get weird and beyond weird for the kids. And I told her, well, what, don't they have any plans when the kids get tired of the masks? Because those ears, you know, when they go around your ears, they hurt after a while. They've got these drawstrings that they're going to be giving the kids to draw the mask in the drawstring. Like, you know, this is so ridiculous. I know, stores are making masks a mandate. There's no scientific proof at all that masks prevent the virus. None. In fact, quite the opposite. My sister printed out 3 pages of material. Yeah, my sister Connie was visiting over the weekend, or past few days rather, and she said she printed out a bunch of this stuff. Conclusions regarding masks: they do not work. And she has literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pages. 8 pages just on that one subject. And then a series of things with Americans with Disabilities Act, prohibition of discrimination by public accommodation. So she goes around with at the most, she'll wear as a plastic guard. But she's a really, really strong advocate for no masks, my sister Connie. And then she fills out, anytime somebody says you can't come into the store, she fills out a notice of discrimination and files it with the state. It's an incident report form. You can do that anytime somebody discriminates against you, and you can make them aware of what they're going to do, and then you can file a lawsuit against them. So there's numerous civil cases pending right now that are going to be mounting up in all the states that are mandating masks. Attorneys are seeing dollar signs. That's the sound of water running through my swim spa. Hey, I'd be on that. Long time. Yeah, it's been, gosh, 6 years. How are you? No, I have no problems with the Clash. There's no, Connie's not mentioned in my will. She's not even mentioned, so. All right. Sarah and I have a plan with the COVID thing. We're doing all kinds of preparation. She's living separately, as you know, as she gets ready for the school year. And a lot of people don't understand that, why we're doing this, but we're doing it for the reason that our governor in Washington has violated our constitutional rights by telling people that they're going to be quarantined if they're ever exposed. They'll be mandatorily tested if they're ever exposed. Well, I can't be exposed by Sarah because she's not even living with me. So we had to do everything we could. Well, I don't think T. Rucker is a lawyer in Louisiana. I think he is alive though, but he's no lawyer in Louisiana. But yeah, she's living right outside in my my apartment I created for her. Yeah, I decided to build up the house a little bit to prepare for this. And I have a lot of room, so I have a big acre property, so I put another building structure up, so. What documented proof of what, Darth? That Connie likes Netflix? I'm not charging rent, no. She can do whatever she wants. Sarah makes a donation to utilities if she wants, that's fine. No, we're totally, we've got the best setup we could ever have. Sarah is actually in almost a blissful state. She's having such a fun time. She's really enjoying her autonomy, I think. I don't know anything about that. Hey, we normally don't talk about that person in the show, so why are you bringing up links to somebody? Yeah, this is not the same guy. Different person. Yeah, try not to divert the subject from what we're dealing with right now, which is the COVID-19 nightmare, okay? Now it's really starting to steam in there. I try to keep these blades nice and protected, so I'm going to go ahead and put it away. But thank you for the use of this wonderful damask blade. It has a tip protector I have to put on. The box is in mint condition, so everything is exactly as it was when it arrived. I don't think I have any thoughts on those people. I never did have any thoughts about him, and I don't have any thoughts now, so I'm consistently not thinking about him. Well, I'm glad you think he's living in some place called, yeah, there's a lot of T. Ruckers out there. You're not identifying that person. Well, I'm making a wonderful sausage, red Bliss, and sweet potato mix with some yellow peppers and onions and a touch of garlic toward the end. Now, what I do with a steam fry, which is going on pretty fast right now, I give it a shake like that. See it? Okay, now drop it down to level 3. Once you get that steam going, take it down to level 3, and now you want to set that. So it's going to set pretty much, the flavors will all meld together. I heard sports are boycotting the games. It's absurd. You know, I may be the only person in the Olympics this year. I'm thinking of holding my own Olympics, and I'm going to award myself the gold medal. You bought some Blu-ray movies, really? You know, I have a DVD collection, and I have a Blu-ray player. Sarah has a Blu-ray player in her apartment. Oh, she's got Netflix, a 40-inch LED TV. She's got a nice setup. She has a secondary TV. She has 2 TVs, Sarah does. But she's got a really nice environment to live. And she enjoys the autonomy because, remember, when she works as a teacher, it's almost like, I don't know if I can describe it to you, but she works all the time. I mean, she's always working. So during the years as they've gone by and she's gotten, you know, into teaching so much, she has dedicated herself 100%. And oftentimes when she's in the house, it was, you know, it was going on in the background, and I don't need to be around it. So now it's perfect for me, actually, because I can do other things. Watch a show and not worry about, you know, her talking in the background with multiple people online. She's got a lot of contacts. It's truly amazing how online education is transitioning for teachers right now. We're just in the infancy, really. Some people think that this whole COVID thing was put out just to get us in our homes and converting to an online telecommuting lifestyle. I tend to believe it's worse than that. Yeah, I tend to believe that they're literally enslaving the population. This whole thing is absurd, this obsession with COVID-19. There is no major outbreak anywhere in the country, and this whole idea that the numbers are really skyrocketing is all made up. The CDC, when you look at the real stats, show even lower numbers than the federal government's claiming. So there's a big lie going on there. They jump to conclusions that just aren't real. And we know how they lied. They put all the deaths in the category of COVID-19. I picked up this thermos at a thrift store. Isn't this cool? These are the best thermoses for the road. When you're, you know, out on a road trip and you want to keep something hot, don't get the kind that has the push top on it. There's push tops. Get the one with the screw lid. The push tops never work. And this totally works. I mean, it's sealed tighter than a drum. So I'm going to pour myself a nice cup of organic coffee here from my thermos that I made earlier. Beautiful. The richest kind. I'm a big coffee drinker. I've been drinking coffee for 35 years. Actually, yeah, 35 years. Amazing. 5 cups a day. I decided not to drink soda. I decided to drink, the caffeineta. I decided to drink coffee because it's so much cheaper and better for you than the sugars you get in sodas, the sugar water, the tap water. I use filtered, purified water and organic coffee when I make it with a drip. And I don't get the white filters, I get the brown filters without the bleach in them. So you always get the brown filters. Yeah, it does make you thirsty. It's kind of a diuretic, but it definitely gives you kind of that feeling of, I got to do something, you know? It's like picks you up kind of thing. Well, they've done studies about coffee, and they found out that it reduces depression. It's pretty powerful that way. You know, I don't drink any sugar waters. I don't put anything that's sugary in my mouth. I avoid sugar water. They say sugar waters of any kind are connected to pancreatic cancer and a whole host of other diseases. The thing they haven't been telling us all our lives is that sugar is really bad for us. Salt is bad in some ways, but sugar is even worse. So, but coffee makes your stomach upset, really? So now you're on meth? Oh, I see. Well, that explains a lot, you know, about your whole personality. think I'm going to throw a little basil in here. And I'm going to take the spatula and give it a stir. And I'm going to get a teaspoonful of my chopped garlic. $5.99 at Costco. The best deal on garlic anywhere. Okay, we're going to go ahead and jump into a spoon of that. And give it a spin. Beautiful. Top it off with a little basil. I'm going to take it a level low. Yeah, I'm not going to put a lot of. I'm just going to put a little water in there. Instead of water, what I do is I cook with a little olive juice. I throw a little olive juice on top. So it adds an interesting. I don't waste my olive juice when I get black olives. I use it in cooking. I use it in dressings. I make my own dressings. I save so much money on dressing. Like today, I bought a $3.59 container of Nancy's probiotic non-fat yogurt. Now, granted, it's not organic, but she uses good quality stuff, and she doesn't use anything that has any PBST in it, which is good. But yeah, I add that to mayonnaise, and I put some olive juice or a little bit of cider vinegar in there, and then I add a flavored, any flavored dressing you have in the cupboard, and you can stretch that dressing out 5 times bigger than what you normally get when you buy it at the market. Like, say you got ranch dressing or blue cheese dressing or something. So I had a container of Farmhouse onion parmesan that we got for 25 cents at a food distributor. I bought a bunch of these things for 25 cents each. And they were past due. I mean, this was good till October of 2011. And I just opened it up. And I couldn't believe it. It was actually quite good. It smells fine. So I add that as a flavoring agent to this bottle that I've reused for about 30 years. The same bottle, and I mix it up and I make my dressing. It's just an amazing savings. Over the years, I think I've saved probably hundreds or thousands of dollars on dressing. What you're doing is you're taking the ranch and you're adding a little mayo. You're adding a little, and I get a certain kind of mayonnaise too, so organic if I can. Safflower mayonnaise is the way to go. I talked about it the other night on our show. But safflower mayonnaise, a little bit of onion dressing or ranch dressing, and yogurt, and a little bit of maybe olive juice or apple cider vinegar, or any vinegar really. But light on the vinegar, and then you can add a milk if you want, and you can use even soy milk or almond milk. It doesn't even matter to get the right consistency, and then you're there. And man, it's a huge savings. So what I do with this is like, here's some vinegar right at the bottom, and it's reaching almost the end of the bottle. So what I do is I'm going to add I found this great apple juice that's 100% organic, non-GMO, Apple and Eve. So what I'll do is I'll take this amount of vinegar in here, right? Oh yeah, you can make your own vinegar too. And I'll just top it off. I'll put a little bit of apple cider in there. Like right there. And let it ferment on its own. You can stick it back in the refrigerator. It does its own thing. It ferments on its own. It's really good. I don't want to get a cat apron, no. I'm not into aprons. Fantastic. Okay, I'm going to turn everything off, and let's present it. I'll put the dish in the container here. Potatoes are perfect. Goes right in there like this. The sausage goes right with it. That is so delectable, I can't even tell you. Okay, cover it right up. You've got dinner for 7 people, and you only spent $5. But you do have to shop at a low cost solutions. We use a grocery outlet where we go, and Grocery Outlet has great deals on a lot of things. Trader Joe's is one option. I was at a market today, and cherries are normally, like ridiculously cheap, but we're at the end of the cherry season. And cherries are now $7.99 a pound. No, I have no preservatives at all, Darth. I'm so sorry you lost your account. Next time you'll have to watch your mouth. Yeah. No, I don't cook with preservatives at all. Nothing I used just now had preservatives in it. Maybe the dressing. But I wouldn't consider that a problem. I diluted it down. So you lost your account over that, man. Okay, so I'm going to go into the other room, start up the other show, and get going. I'm glad I could show you guys how to cook really easy and affordably. I'll take a look at that cat apron now. No. I think that's cool, but it's not that cool. All right, everyone, thank you for coming in. We'll be back in the show in just a bit. I'm going to restart the computer, and we'll get on with the next phase of our show. I'm Mr. Wright signing off for the amazing Sweet Bliss sausage experience. Take care.